Grind these units now and be prepared for the 2 biggest campaigns of the year. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We got another Dokkan Battle video for you here today. We are taking a look at the Dokkan campaign schedule and kicking off our Global Dokkan Campaign prep guides. We do these every year in preparation for the July campaign, usually anniversary. Last year, previously, the Global Dokkan Campaign, and on. This year, however, things are a little bit different. We will be seeing the Transcendent Dokkan Campaign first in July, with Global Dokkan Campaign happening around September. But either way, I think based on our previous video where we discussed the units that will be returning during the Transcendent Dokkan Campaign, we will build off of that and still continue our prep guides for Global Dokkan Campaign, assuming things remain relatively the same in terms of banner format. Speaking of banner format, let's go ahead. You guys have already seen our little glimpse there of our banner predictions. So we will begin this video series with the prediction for the Dokkan Fest banners and everything you need to do to grind up the characters who should be on it. If we are to follow the trend of the previous Global Dokkan Campaign, I imagine we're going to see banners very similar to the Goku and Vegeta banner and the Omega Shenron banner from Global Dokkan Campaign last year, with the return, with the 2 new units, the return of the 10th anniversary LRs, the previous worldwide GDC LRs, the previous year's anniversary LRs, and then previous worldwides and other characters and EZAs that would fit. So if we follow that trend for both banners, we can safely assume that the banners are probably going to look a little something like this, with returning the Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku first and foremost. Now, it is possible these guys return prior during the TDC campaign, but for the purposes of this video, we will work in assuming that they will be on the banner in September, much like last year. Of course, that also means the return of last year's worldwide units, the previous year's anniversary units, the 2 EZAs from earlier this year, and then the previous worldwide units from there, with 2 more returning units being the TURs for the Golden Week campaign, with TDC being moved back to its July timeframe and no longer in the October timeframe. I think it's unlikely that these guys are going to return on that banner, which means they will likely return during the worldwide campaign as they had done previously. The final unit, now this might change, right? But I could see that, because I doubt seeing them drop the Sunday or this LR rather in any other return situation, right? So it's very likely that this Dokkan Fest LR will return here, if not by the Black Friday campaign, but we'll still work based off that. And then the final 2 units, right, possible EZA units, could be the 2022 worldwide units. So with that said, let's go ahead and let's hop on in and let's talk about the characters you can grind out. So starting with, first and foremost, the anniversary LRs, starting with the Dokkan Fest LR, Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He's probably going to be one of the big ones that people are looking forward to making their return on the Dokkan Fest banner, as he is quite powerful and quite useful, especially as a leader. But he's quite easy to take care of, right? He has his own Dokkan events, which you will need to grind out 70 medals from his Dokkan event, the Fighter Awakened by Power, and there are actually 2 stages to this, right? There is the there is his stage, right, which is stage 2, right, and then the stage 1 from that same Dokkan event is only 35 medals. So 70 medals for his stage 2, 35 medals for his stage 1. Now, with that said, right, you know, that's about 5 runs here, 5 runs there, 10 runs. All right, so 15 runs total. But thankfully, right, if you've got your power level bonus, you can easily cut that in half, especially if you use a boost. You can get a total of 4 drops, 4 runs worth of drops on a boosted run if your power level bonus procs, so it's very easy. Unfortunately, this character does not have the ability to get a super attack bonus, so you will have to use Kai's in order to level up his super attack. But of course, we will show you other types of characters where you can level up their super attack if they exist, but he does not have one. So with that, we'll move on to the next unit here. The next returning unit is the Int LR Super Saiyan for Vegeta and Goku from the part 2 of the anniversary, right? If these guys don't make their return during TDC, they will definitely be making their return on the Global Dokkan banner. And even if they don't, probably a good time to do this now, right? Especially since they have made all Dokkan events available at all times. There's never a reason to not do it. If you're missing a unit that you know is making a return, now is the time to start grinding those medals out. Get them ready, because there is no worse feeling than getting these guys returning on a banner, and then now you've summoned them finally or coined them finally, and now you gotta waste your time grinding. Do it now when there's nothing else to do, right? So these guys have quite a few different stages you have to go through to get them, right? So first and foremost, all of them come from the same event, just various stages of the event. You will have to grind out 3 stages of the event. The first stage coming from the AGL-TUR stage, you will need to grind out 2 runs on the AGL-TUR's event for 14 medals total. Remember, each run would give you 7 medals. You'll need to grind out 3 runs on the stage 2 STR-LR as Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's event. And then finally, you'll need to grind out stage 3, just like before, 10 times for 70 medals total. So all in all, right, once again, 15 runs total for all of these together should get you. You can easily knock this out in a single stamina bar on your days. So what I like to do, right, and knowing that I'm closing out the May campaign, I like to just spend each day focusing on a single unit. So today, I might focus on Diamond Super Saiyan 4 Goku to use my stamina to get 15 runs there after my dailies, and then use my next 15 runs on the next day for the next unit. You have time to prepare, may as well use it now. All right, moving on, right, our next set of returning units are the Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta from last year's worldwide campaign. Now these guys did, or Global Dokkan Campaign rather, now these guys did make their return on the banner for the 10th anniversary, but if you for some reason still have not picked these guys up, you can start grinding their medals now. 2 stages that you will need to take down in order to complete them: the AGL Blue Fusion stage, which is let's come this back. What happened there? Okay, which is this stage here. You will need to take down stage 4 of the Blazing Blue Fusion stage, which is the AGL Super Saiyan 4 or Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta stage. So nothing too crazy there. It's rather easy to do, right? You only need to do that 5 times. And then Goku has his own Dokkan event since he starts as a Blue Goku. And once again, you will need 10 runs on that event to get all 70 medals to grind him out. Now, he does have a grindable super attack from the Broly movie Goku, who awakens into a blue Goku, right? When you awaken him, it's strange that they don't show his TUR version. His TUR version is a blue Goku, which can be used to level up his super attack for 100%, right? So you can get at least half of his super attack from there. So again, 15 rounds total. This is pretty standard for Dokkan Fest releases. So 15 rounds total to get all the medals you need for this character. Up next, we have the LR Omega Shenron once again on the 11th anniversary banners, but had you not picked him up, here's your chance to do so. For his, there's a couple different stages you want to take down, all of them from the Omega Shenron stage, but there are 3 different stages, right? Beginning in stage 1 here with the original STR Omega stage, you will need 14 medals, 21 medals from stage 2 against the Fizz Omega stage, and then the LR Omega stage, stage 3, you will need 35 and 35 for 70 total. So once again, 15 runs to get all the medals you need between the 3 stages. Unfortunately, he does not have a farmable super attack, as you can see down here, so you will have to be prepared to use Kai's to awaken his super attack. But, I mean, if you've been Dokkaning responsibly, grinding out your Kai's, following our guides, then you should have no problem with Kai's here at the current moment. So that brings us to our next set of units that are making their return, the 10th anniversary LRs. A little bit older, most people should have a copy of at least one of them, but if you didn't, right, they are, you know, they're pretty standard, pretty easy to pick up. Again, all of them coming from the ultimate pairs. Both of them are coming from the ultimate pair fights, right? You will need stage 1 against the Int Vegito, 14 medals, 21 from stage 2, STR Vegito, and then 70 from the Tech Vegito stage. 15 runs in total will get you everything you need to fully awaken them. Super attack, since he does start as a blue Goku, or a Super Saiyan Goku, literally any Super Saiyan Goku character can be used. This guy, if you have the keys to grind out the fishing Goku from the April Fool's Day events, probably one of the easiest way to do it. If not, this guy works very well. If you've got a ton of green incredible gems lying around, you can literally just go in and grab this guy out of the Baba shop and Z awaken him, and then be able to feed him in for the 100% level up for the super attack. Up next, we have the second 10th anniversary LR, the Super Saiyan Angel Vegeta from the Janemba movie. Same thing, right? The Ultimate Pair Otherworld event. You will need 14 medals from stage 1, the Fizz Gogeta event, 21 medals from the Tech Gogeta event, and then 70 medals from the AGL Gogeta event. 15 runs in total. Again, you can knock that out in a single stamina bar. Okay. He does have a farmable super attack through this Vegeta here, can get you up to 100%, and it is farmable through the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta Dokkan event on stage 1 of that event. So it's very, very easy to do. It takes a little time, but it doesn't take very many resources compared to other awakenings. So that brings us to our next set of units, the 8th anniversary LRs. These guys here, we'll start with the Z Duo, right? These guys did get their Extreme Z Awakening during the 11th anniversary, and if we assume we're following the same trend as last year, these guys will likely be on the anniversary banners, and this will be, or on the GDC banners, and this will likely be the last time we see them on a banner for a while. This has been pretty standard for anniversary LR EZA, so if you don't have them now, is a good time to get them prepped and ready. So they have a couple different events that you want to take down for them. So first off, they do have their own events. You'll need 70 medals from their own events, and then you will need another 35 medals from the Pure Destruction and Carnage event from the Kid Buu event, and that it'll be stage 4 of that event to get those 35 medals there. So again, still keeping in line with everything we've been doing, 15 runs to get your total medals here to awaken them. Now, because they are a Super Saiyan 3 Goku and a Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, they do not have a farmable super attack. I think what I'll do, probably as part of this prep guide, is go do another guide on how to collect up all the different Kais available between now and the start of TDC, and do more and more as we go through the month of June and each celebration and the amount of Kais, just so you guys can prepare yourself, right? Because you're probably going to need a lot of Kais coming into TDC and GDC. So with that said, that brings us to our next unit, the GT Duo. These guys have a couple different events once again. So they do have their own events, 70 medals from there, 10 runs in total, and then another 35 from the Fizz Tiohar Omega stage. This is stage 2 of the of his Dokkan event. You'll need another 5 runs from there for 35 medals in total. Again, because they start out as a GT Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, they do not have a farmable super attack. So there's actually quite a number of units here that do not have a farmable super attack. So with that said, let's move on to our next set of units here. So next set of units is the movie 8 and movie 10 units, the Super Saiyan Goku, Gohan, and Trunks, and the Int Broly. So these guys, let's see here, where is theirs? Right here. Okay, so we have these guys here from the year 9 worldwide campaign. They have 2 sets of medals that you need to grind out. 70 medals, 10 runs from their own Dokkan event. Pretty straightforward. You can find that in the Awakening event tab. They've made it very easy to locate these events. You will also need a set of medals from the Tech Go Bros event, the Tech Family Kamehameha, Gohan, and Goten event. You will need, there's only one stage to that event, and you will need 35 medals, so 5 runs from that event. Unfortunately, because they are a Goku, Gohan, and Trunks, they do not have a farmable super attack. But again, 15 runs, you're noticing a trend here. Up next, we have the LR Super Saiyan Broly from the same worldwide celebration, the part 2. He has several different events you want to take down here, right? So from his stage 2, or stay, actually, I believe this is, let's open this up here. I actually believe it might be stage 3. I might be getting this wrong, right? If we, yeah, if we were to look at the event here. Yeah, the demon returns. Yeah, it is stage 3. So you do want to do stage 3 for this one. Yeah, so stage 3 of this event, right? Because stage 1 drops a super attack character that we're going to talk about in a second. Stage 2 drops 3 of the medals, right? Stage 3 drops the 7 medals. So you do want to make sure you're doing the stage 3. But 2 runs on the stage 3, 3 runs on the stage 4, and then 10 runs on the stage 5. Again, totaling in 15 runs total between the 3 stages. Now, Broly does have does not have a farmable super attack because he starts as a legendary Super Saiyan, and we just don't have a free-to-play variation of that, so he does not have a farmable super attack. So with that said, let's move on to our next set of units on this banner, right? So these are now going to be let's start with the returning Cooler Movie LRs. So these guys we'll start with these guys, right? So the AGL Metal Cooler Movie, Super Saiyan, Goku, and Vegeta. They have 2 events you want to run, right? The Metal Cooler events, only 1 stage on that one. The Menace of Infinite Power, 5 runs, 35 medals in total, and then 70 medals from their own Dokkan events for the Super Saiyan Duo. 15 runs in total, as has been the trend for all of these characters. Unfortunately, they do not have a farmable super attack. Again, a lot of the units on this year's GDC are not going to have farmable super attack, so you got to be grinding out those Kais. So if you don't have these guys, or you started way after their arrival, now's a good time to get up their medals ready, because they stand a chance of EZAing sometime here very soon. Up next, we have the LR STR Cooler. I know he's a much anticipated Easy A. Now he has several different stages here, right? On his stage 1 against the Fizz Cooler event, you'll need to grind out two times, right, for 14 medals. 3 times against the stage 2 against the SDR Transforming Cooler, and 10 times, right, for your 70 medals for the SDR LR Cooler. Again, your power level bonuses make this very, very easy, very, very quick. And again, right, if you space this out, you know, doing one of these guys per day, depending on how many of them you need, you can have this done in no time and be prepped for GDC, as I've previously mentioned. Nothing worse than pulling one of these units, knowing they're going to Easy A, knowing you're prepared to use them, and just not being able to use them right away because you gotta take time and grind out their Dokkan fans. Better to have these done now. And again, like the others, does not have a farmable super attack. You're noticing a pattern here, I hope. So, up next we have the Super Saiyan God Vegeta, Ultra Super Villain, right? He is a likely return on this if you guys didn't summon on that crossover banner, which I know a lot of players didn't. Now is your time to do so. He has his own Dokkan events, right? Pretty straightforward. You'll need 70 medals from his event, and then 35 medals from the God Goku event. Stage 1, now that we have a stage 2, mind you. Stage 1 of that event, 35 medals in total is what you will need. 15 runs in total between the 2 stages. He does not have a farmable super tech since, right, he's literally the only God Vegeta we have. So, yeah, no farmable super attack there. So once again, Kai is going to be necessary on this one, which brings us to our last 2 characters, the Super Saiyan God Goku and Beerus. Their events are currently up. Their events, they have their own Dokkan events. Stage 2 for this guy and stage 2 for this guy, right? They're some of the only, or stage 3 for this guy rather, right? Some of the only events that haven't been updated. Now, since they are TURs, they do not they do not have any extra events. You just literally run their events. You need 77 medals 11 times, and you will have the medals for them. Now, the God Goku, if we actually want to pull this up real quick, the God Goku does have a farmable super attack, the same as the other ones, from the Dragon Ball Story event, available in the Dragon Ball Story tab. You can grind out this Int character. He does start as a base Goku that you need to awaken to the Super Saiyan, and then into this one. Actually, I think he starts as this now. No longer does he start as the base. So you have to awaken him here, and then awaken him here further into his God form. You don't need to do the second awakening into the second Super Saiyan form. So long as you get him up to the God form, you will have your 100% awakening for the TUR God Goku. For the Beerus, he does have the Sleepy Beerus event, which I do believe is available right now. If not, you can use your keys to grab the Sleepy Beerus, since he starts as a regular Beerus with his formidable attack. So again, awaken him to at least the Z awakening status, and you can feed in 100% for his super attack. And again, like I said before, they have their own medals that since they are TURs, you only need to grind out the single event. So those are all the characters who are likely to appear on the GDC banners. Again, whoever ends up showing up on the TDC, if they end up doing a variation of the Tanabata, which will return the anniversary LRs, then you guys can count these out, and then there'll be a second set of units added here. Likely they'll just add the 2023 worldwide LRs on here, because this banner tends to be stacked pretty heavy, or possible any other EZAs who could show up on the banner if they decide to drop these, but that would be a lower amount of LRs than they've had in the past, so they might not do that. So, but this is everybody I would anticipate to be on those banners, and even if they're not, right, still good to grind them out now if you're missing any of these characters. We will do a carnival variation of this, of characters we expect to see in the carnival and the Carnival banner, and the ones that you can begin preparing right now as we close out the month of May and begin prepping for the two biggest celebrations outside of anniversary this year. So guys, that's it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know what characters are you going to be working on between now and TDC or GDC. This is the time to prep. This is the time to get ready. So what characters are you going to prepare for? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.